was supposed to be an exciting first solo flight for 17-year-old Amara Johnson, a bright black teen with dreams of studying aviation. But what started as a milestone moment turned into a nightmare at 30,000 feet. Minutes after boarding, she was accused of stealing a passenger's wallet, an accusation based on nothing but her skin color. The crew didn't ask questions. They called. "Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this." Airport police before the plane even landed. What followed would shock the entire nation, because when her father arrived, everything changed. Watch till the end to find out. Amara had always been taught to keep her head high, no matter the stares or whispers that followed her family's success. Her father, Malcolm Johnson, was the CEO of one of the fastest-growing tech firms in America. This self-made billionaire started with nothing, but he never let wealth define them. For Amara, life was about education, humility, and perseverance. That morning, she wore her favorite blue hoodie and carried a worn-out backpack filled with books and snacks. It was her first time flying alone, from Atlanta to New York for a youth leadership summit. She smiled at the flight attendants, settled into her seat, and pulled out her journal. She didn't know that within hours that same smile would vanish, replaced by fear, humiliation, and pain. The flight that should have been her first taste of independence would instead become a scar she'd carry forever. It began with a whisper. A middle-aged woman in business class complained that her wallet was missing. The crew searched her row, asked around, and then their eyes landed on Amara, the only black passenger seated nearby. Without hesitation, one of them approached her. "Stand up. We need to check your bag." Amara froze. Confused and embarrassed, she handed over her backpack. They searched it in front of everyone. Books, headphones, granola bars, nothing else. Still, suspicion lingered in their eyes. Passengers stared. Phones pointed. She could feel her heart pounding, her hands trembling. A man muttered, "She fits the description." The captain was called. The decision was made. Alert airport security. Before the plane even landed, Amara had been labeled a suspect. As they taxied to the gate, 2 officers boarded. They didn't ask questions. They grabbed her wrist, snapped cold metal cuffs around it, too tight. She winced, whispered that it hurt, but they told her to stay quiet. Her wrists bled as she was dragged down the aisle, past people who averted their eyes. The woman who'd accused her clutched her purse, triumphant. No one asked if they'd even checked the seat pocket where the wallet later turned up. By the time Malcolm Johnson's private car arrived at the terminal, news was already breaking online. Black teen detained at airport. He walked in, silent, expression unreadable, cameras flashing as he passed. The officers stood at attention when they realized who he was. The same man who'd been on the cover of Forbes last month. "Where's my daughter?" His voice was calm but heavy, commanding. They brought Amara out, her wrists still marked and swollen. The sight froze the room. The captain, the crew, even the woman who had accused her, speechless. He looked at the cuffs, then at them. "You see this?" he said quietly. "This is what you do to children when you let prejudice fly the plane." The room went silent, and for once no one dared to look away. The wallet was found minutes later, tucked between 2 seats, untouched, exactly where it had fallen. The officers tried to apologize. The airline promised an investigation, but the video had already gone viral. Millions watched in outrage as Amara's tears and her father's fury became symbols of something bigger, a truth too many had lived, too many had ignored. Malcolm didn't sue. Instead, he funded a nationwide scholarship program for young black women in aviation, which he named the Amara Initiative. As for Amara, she kept flying. Not out of fear, but out of defiance. Because for every injustice, there's a moment when silence breaks. And when a father's love meets a system's cruelty, the world has no choice but to listen. Where are you watching from? Tell us in the comments below. Take care.